Hey guys, it's Peter on behalf of Clutch Gaming HD, and today we're bringing you an exciting video about the Division's new update. The Division's update is known as Update 1.2 Conflict, and it's currently set to release on May 24th, which was announced today. That's actually the same day as Overwatch launch day, so that's an interesting choice for them to pick that day. But I'll link the video in the description so you guys can check it out for yourself. So today we're going to talk about the update and what Massive has planned for the Division as a whole. And so it's entitled Conflict, and its main focus is the next Incursion, Clear Sky. We're going to see 4 new gear sets and a few high-end named weapons, as well as a couple other things that they'll be adding on top of the stuff they've already announced, which I'm not going to go over. I'm just pretty much going to go over the new trailer they released today, which we'll be talking about right now. So let's go over the gear sets. The first gear set that is shown is the Final Measure Diffuser. Now, this is kind of a weird name because that kind of implies like explosives or something. And the character is displayed wielding the shotgun, so I'm assuming it's some kind of demolition gear set. My initial guess would be some kind of explosives talent, but based on the name, it could possibly mean a talent that negates explosive damage. So I'm assuming maybe some kind of a tank gear set that diffuses the situation. It might have been a pun, I'm not sure, but that's what we can see for now, that he's holding a shotgun and he's a diffuser. Then the next gear set is Lone Star Survivor. This is interesting because the Dark Zone gear set, Path of the Nomad, currently was marketed as their Survivor set. So having another set might either be redundant or increase the amount of options that the lone player can choose. It looks like she's using the Caduceus as well as what looks like an M1A on her back. So it's interesting to see. Maybe some sort of talent that improves medium to long range capabilities. But overall, we're going to see another set that has a lone playstyle attribute to it. And then the next one we're going to look at is Predator's Mark, which is a striker variant set. So yeah, this is going to be a striker set. Assumably with a different talent, and it's going to be known as Predator's Mark. Since they're nerfing the Sentry's Call to incorporate only semi-autos, I'm hoping that this set will apply a mark but will only be accessible to fully automatics. I really hope this is the case because Sentry's Call as it stands is the best gear set by far for raw damage. I'm currently using this set and it optimizes my damage for any range. But as soon as they nerf it, I'm going to be limited to strictly semi-autos, so having another set that also has the ability to use that mark with automatics, well, that'll give me more choices in what I pick. And then moving on, the last set is Hunter's Faith Sniper. This looks like a sniper set, I guess, but we already have one, Sentry's Call, or what it will be. So I'm not really sure what they're planning to do with that since, we already have a sniper set. Maybe another talent that improves long-range capabilities in a different way than Sentry's Call does. Instead of a mark, maybe some other type of debuff, or instead of a debuff, a damage buff. Who knows? We'll see. We'll have to look and wait to see what that's about. And then moving on to their high-end named weapons. Well, I didn't see the Historian, which was the sniper they were planning to release alongside with Warlord and Valkyria, the 2 weapons that were high-end named, released in 1.1. There was no mention of the Historian so far. That was the sniper that was going to be released, since Warlord was a assault rifle and Valkyria was a submachine gun. So maybe we don't know if it was the gun on the Survivor set that I mentioned, the sniper. It looked like an M1A. It could be the Historian. Who knows? But so far I didn't see anything about that. But honestly, though, my hopes are not very high for the high-end named weapons that are coming in 1.2. Because with the initial release of the game, the high-end named weapons, for example, the Caduceus, the Liberator, Damascus, Pistol, and the Tenebrae, they all quickly became obsolete due to their weak damage numbers comparatively to their unnamed variants. The same thing with 1.1, the Warlord having ridiculous recoil and set weapon talents that were subpar compared to possible rolls that could be obtained from unnamed variants. And the Valkyria, ridiculously hard to obtain and extremely situational with capabilities only optimal for a very specific player build. So as far as the weapons go, I'm not that excited. And for the gear sets, I can see that they are trying to improve the variability in one's playstyle, since most players currently are going for high DPS or high skill power. So doing this will surely vary the playstyle. I'm hoping that some of these gear sets will have talents that can easily hard counter someone who is stacking loads of damage, because as it stands, it's kind of hard to counter that. Since we already heard about a Juggernaut gear set from data mining, I'm hoping that one of these would allow for something like that to be possible. And then, moving on, they've relieved those single players who hate PvP and prefer PvE by turning that PvE area into something that can be explored by players after they hit level 30. Because currently, once you hit level 30, you will hardly ever explore or farm the PvE world. But now they're making assignments where you need to track down named enemies, which should be similar to farming in the DZ but without the risk of losing all your shit. The only issue I can see is that if the loot is not usable, then we will have the same issue with the DZ currently. Most loot you will get just ends up being materials and then leaving it up to the RNG gods to bless you with a god roll at the crafting station. But most of all, the last part, which I'm really excited about, is with the 1.2 update, you'll be able to hijack an extraction in the Dark Zone. Meaning you can cut the rope before it extracts and take all the stuff that drops from it. You can take all the loot that you cut from the rope. This makes the DZ even more nerve-wracking. Not only will you need to guard your loot before the extraction, but also during the extraction, all the way up until the loot is secured. This will make the grind process a little more cumbersome, since you have to worry about dying a lot more often. And then not only do you have to wait for the extraction to come there, but you also have to wait for it to leave. The only way I can see them possibly balancing this is if they make the loot better. Or else people will solely go to the DZ and continue to just grief players, not worrying about the loot grind. But yeah, that's a quick recap of the Conflict trailer set to launch on May 24th. I will unfortunately be playing Overwatch, but I will try to cover the update when it comes out as well. What do you guys think about the update? Let me know in the comments. And most of all, thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and subscribe, and we'll be posting a lot more Division when it comes out, and Overwatch when it comes out as well. And also, we're starting a new series. It's going to be a very interesting series. It's going to be a little bit of experimentation, but can't wait to show you guys the series that we're launching, and see you guys next time. Thanks.